My child is screen addicted. How can I help my child? My name is Dr. Brew, and I'm a developmental pediatrician. You can follow us on Gentle Brain MD. When a parent acknowledges that their child is screen addicted and they need help, that is always the first step. Because believe me, there are lots of parents who do not want to accept that their children have screen addiction. Many of them till it's very late. If you've been following this page for a while, I'm sure you can recognize a child who's been addicted from far away. But it is sad when the parents refuse to acknowledge it. So, how do we know that a child is screen addicted? There are certain signs that are quite obvious and you can easily know. And we are talking about children below the age of 5. We'll talk about the older ones in another lesson. But for children below the age of 5, some of the common signs we see are children who, one, speak like the cartoon characters. To a child who cries when the phone is taken away or can't function without the phone. So child has to be fed whilst holding the phone, and the phone will quiet. If the child is distressed, the phone will quieten him down, and he only plays with the phone or the tablet or the TV. All his life revolves around that. That's a sign that the child is addicted. The third thing is the fact that the child cannot find a child who cannot sit still. He's running all over the place aimlessly and will only sit down if he's given a phone or a screen to hold. That tells you that the child is screen addicted. If the child may, in addition to the others, may have a poor speech or may not speak at all or has never even spoken at all, and they may also have a poor eye contact. They get very distressed when they go into new places or if you take away um, the phone from them. These are some of the few signs you find in a child. So if a parent recognizes that my child spends a lot of time in front of the screen, and so my child may have a problem, then you're at the good place. So we'll tell you how we help parents get their children off the screen. The first is remember the World Health Organization recommendation for screen use. That children below age 2 should not have any screen at all. And children above that to 5 years should have a maximum of 1 hour. And that 1 hour should be an interactive time with others and not an individualized television view. Once we have that at the back of our minds, so how do we help children who have been overexposed to the screen? The first step is to take the screen away. And apparently that's very difficult for a lot of parents. But if you want to help your child, let's take the screen away. Now, taking the screen away means that you make any room where the child is screen free, and so the television in the room where the child is must be off. You can't give your phone to the child to watch video. So it means you, the adult in the room with the child, won't also use your phone if you are around the child. And then you get the tablets and other screens away from the room. Children actually do well with sudden withdrawal of the screen. They do very well. Within 2 weeks, the child will get over the screen. Rather, if you prolong it and say you are reducing it little by little, you rather worry the child because then it means every day you introduce it, raise the hope of the child, and then take it away. That rather worries the child. So it means the child goes through the withdrawal every single day. But if you take it off immediately and immediately introduce other things, the child will get used to the other things. And within 2 weeks, the child will go off the screen. Secondly, we replace that with human interaction. So it means that you, the parents, are going to spend a lot of time talking and chatting with the child, helping the child to adjust to having humans with you. And we do that in a variety of ways. We get all the family members to take time off and to sit with the child and interact verbally with the child. Help the child to look at you to see how human beings behave. The third thing we do is to take the child for walks and nature walks, sort of. We are pointing out things to the child. Look at the chicken. So now instead of the child looking at the screen and seeing the chicken, the child can now actually see the chicken. The child can touch the flower. The child can touch sand or can touch water. Those practical experiences help the child's brain to redevelop in a way that the child can then make sense of the environment. This is very important. So we We remove the screen and we introduce reality to the child. I must say that at the beginning it's going to be stressful for both you and the child. But once the child realizes that that is a reality now, they actually pick up very fast, very, very, very fast. And so within 2 weeks, you see that this child is becoming more and more participatory in activities around them. Teaching the child to eat, to taste food without the screen. That's a very important thing as well. So the child now will have to start learning to eat like a baby, trying to enjoy food, trying to taste food. At the beginning, it may be difficult, but within a short time, the child can pick up. Now, the reason why we need to intervene early is because the older the child grows, the more difficult, if not impossible, it is to change it. We've had parents come in, they look at younger children and they say, my child was like this. If only I had stopped when my child was that young, I wouldn't be struggling with a child at 6 years or 7 years. Because believe me, if your child hits 7 years, 6, 7 years, it's very difficult to revert it. So, parents, let's save our children from screen addiction. Let's put in interventions now. Let's help our children get back to their humanness. Let's deal with screen addiction in our children. Thank you.